Here is the same text translated into English, preserving the documentary tone and narrative flow. London, the beating heart of the island, the former capital of an empire on which the sun never set, one of the most layered cities on earth. Spread across both banks of the River Thames, it has been breathing for 2,000 years. In AD 43, the Romans founded it. Londinium, wooden bridges, temples, an amphitheater. You can still see the remains of that era in the basement of the Bank of England. In 61, the Iceni Queen Boudica burned the city to the ground. But London has always known how to rise from its ashes. After the Norman conquest of 1066, the city began to be built in stone. Westminster Abbey and the Tower of London rose. The tower was palace, prison, fortress, treasury, and menagerie all at once. On its green lawns, scaffolds were erected. Anne Boleyn, Lady Jane Grey, and Thomas More lost their heads here. The ravens are still in the tower today. Legend says that if the ravens ever leave, the kingdom will fall. In 1665, the Great Plague killed 100,000 Londoners. The following year, 1666, the Great Fire raged for 4 days and 4 nights. 80% of the city turned to ash. Christopher Wren saw opportunity in the disaster. He rebuilt 51 churches and St. Paul's Cathedral. Whisper a word beneath its dome and it can be heard 30 meters away across the Whispering Gallery. The 18th century. The empire ruled half the world. Spices, tea, slaves, and gold poured into the docks. The warehouses of the East India Company overflowed. In Soho and Covent Garden, theaters, brothels, and coffee houses stood side by side. Dr. Johnson wrote his dictionary here. Dickens observed street children here. The 19th century brought the Victorian explosion. The world's first underground railway opened in 1863. You can still smell the ghost of steam in the old tunnels. Crystal Palace, the British Museum, Big Ben, all products of that age. In the same years, Jack the Ripper disemboweled 5 women in Whitechapel. The case remains unsolved. The 20th century saw 2 world wars. During the Blitz of 1940-41, the Luftwaffe bombed night after night. St. Paul's Cathedral stood untouched amid the sea of flames. That photograph became the symbol of British resistance. After the war, the Empire Windrush brought the first Caribbean migrants. The Notting Hill Carnival is their living memorial. Today, London is a global city of more than 9 million people speaking over 300 languages. Every morning, 500,000 souls flood into the glass towers of the City of London, the world's financial engine. One stop away, a new Banksy appears overnight on a Shoreditch wall. Borough Market has stood since the 13th century. Today, stalls from 80 countries surround it. On the South Bank stands the rebuilt Shakespeare's Globe, roof open to the sky, half the audience standing, just as it was in Elizabethan times. Opposite, the London Eye turns slowly, placing the entire city in the palm of your hand from 135 meters up. Punk is still alive in Camden. Antique dealers still haggle in Portobello. The Bangladeshi-run curry houses of Brick Lane keep winning Best Indian Food awards. In Hyde Park's Speaker's Corner, anyone can still shout whatever they like. It has been that way for 150 years. London has never been a single city. Roman, Norman, Saxon, Indian, Caribbean, Polish, Turkish, Nigerian. Everyone has built their own London on this soil. On the same street, you might find a 14th century church beside a 21st century skyscraper. Past and future share the same frame. The river flows, red double-decker buses rumble past, Big Ben strikes the hour. The city never sleeps. It simply grows deeper, layer upon layer. That is why first-time visitors call London a big village, while those who have lived here for decades still say, "I haven't discovered it all yet." Because London is not merely a city, it is a tunnel through civilizations. Every stone you step on whispers a different century. London, it doesn't just exist, it endures.